50 rupees. Whose is this? It came in the questions. Okay. Another Maya. Maybe it's a bribe. Answer my question first. So I'll keep it here. You can put it in the hundi if nobody claims. Okay. Yes. Why do most sannyasis shave their heads or cover their head? Sometimes both. It is shaved and it is covered. That also is there. That also option is there, yeah. And so that is easy because the hair is upalakshana. Upalakshana means a figure, figurative for desire. How many hairs? That many desires. And so the ritual of cutting the hair short or shaving the head both in the Hindu tradition and in the Buddhist tradition is a reminder to keep the kamas at bay. So that is the reason. Covering the head is another reason because the idea is, we have a prayer. What is that prayer? The Shanti Mantra. Om Bhadram Karnebhi Shriyama Devaha Bhadram Pashyema Akshibhir Yajatraha. So, only that much. Thirai Rangai is not relevant here. So, up till here, it is relevant. So, Karnebhihi, Karnabhyam or Karnaihi, Chandasam. So, with the ears, may we hear only that which is auspicious. So, the covering the head is not for the head actually, it is for the ears. It is to remind us, to remind the sannyasi, to, even if one, say, some wisps of dushanam means what? Critical fault finding is happening, gossip is happening, you just move away. That's why there is already, because the ears don't have lids, eyes at least have lids, ears don't have lids. So this is to protect the knowledge, what we know, and to be able to not let it get sullied in the Vyavaharika talk and listening to that. That is why the ears are covered. And I suppose you can find a pair of ear muffs that go like this. Without covering the head, you could cover the ears. But this being a tropical country, it will become very hot. So that's why this kind of a thing. So this is a three-part question. Why does the ashram not cook food with onion and garlic? And part 3, as a Vedanta student, should we give up onion and garlic? Onion and garlic, there is a history of how onion and garlic came about. I don't know about onion, but garlic. The garlic history is this, that there was one asura by the name of Swabhanu, and he infiltrated the assembly of the devas, dressed up like the devas, and then sat down with the devas when the knowledge of immortality in the form of payasam was being distributed. But he was not eligible. Why? No, everything we talked about yesterday. No shama, how do you spell that? No dama, uparati, forget it. Titiksha, what is that? Shraddha, not even in the next life. This is how no qualifications. He was not supposed to get this. Amritam, like the nectar that makes you immortal. Even though the nectar was seen as something that is ladled out of a pot, we have to take it figuratively. In fact, the whole Amrita Manthana is working with the unconscious mind. All kinds of useless things come out, and then the Visha comes out. That's why Lord Shankara takes that Visha. The collective unconscious he swallows up so that it's easier for us. That is pradosha. Pradosha here means, dosha means evening. And this happened at the evening time. And so we say that it has made it easier for us to surrender the unconscious mind. We talked a lot about the unconscious mind today in the morning class. And so to surrender the pains and sorrows of unprocessed hurts and which lead to wrong projections about people, about issues, about God, about Jagat. All that we need to withdraw in order to not come under the spell of the avarna of Maya. And so therefore, Lord Shiva helps by taking that hala hala, that's the thing. And then after the poison has been processed, then only the knowledge of immortality can come. That is the last thing to come. And then the devas, everybody who has been dharmic, sit down, and this asura called Swabhanu was such a nice name, meaning Swayam Prakasha, self-effulgent, that was his name. And then Mr. so-called self-effulgent sat down and then took the sip of the nectar of immortality to his lips a little bit, and then swallowed a small little sip before he was outed. Vishnu said, "What is this? He is not a deva, he is an asura, he should not even be here." And then what happened was that the chakra of Vishnu severed his head. Head went into the firmament and became the shadow planet Rahu. And the tail became the shadow planet Ketu. And the blood that was shed grew into garlic plants. Who wants to eat garlic? Raise your hands now. So that is the mythological history of garlic. Puranic history of garlic is this. Okay, so the shadow side, so is this. So meaning what? There is see, in this whole story, he was not entitled, still he infiltrated, so there is some cunning there is some rajas, there is some tamas, all these things. So the garlic is more of a medicine. It's not food all the time. It's medicine. Anything that is, it's not just about onion and garlic. We are not here to vilify Bhagavan's creation. Everything is useful. And everything, these are all medicines. So medicine, if we use it every day, it is not medicine, all the time. Day and night we cannot use. So therefore, other people can use. But already it is so difficult to process anger. It is so difficult to process pain. And then if we keep eating garlic, what will happen, It will get even harder and harder. So therefore we help ourselves to have a light body and a cheerful mind by giving up that if you are on the spiritual path. So that is the idea. So many questions are there, no? Yeah. Let everybody take this unscientifically only for now. And they have seen you, so if anybody wants, please have conversations with, what's your name? Akshat. Yes, Akshat will scientifically tell. If you can tell in one sentence, I'll... Yeah. Unstable. See, that's very scientific. Thank you. Yes. So that is that. Then, what's the difference between Maya and Mithya? Not much difference. So Maya has two ways of looking at it, one as Atma Ajnanam and the other one as from the collective level as a dependent reality, which is neither bhinna nor abhinna, neither sat nor asat. It's in between the two. So mithya, maya have two definitions on the collective level. First one, sad asadbhyam anirvachya. Anirvachya means cannot say whether it is existent or non-existent. Cannot categorically say. Like even, even this. What is this? 50 rupees. 50 rupee note. Is it existent? Yes, it is there. It has some power to buy something. Not much, unfortunately, but little something you can buy with it. So it has some existence, but really speaking, it's very easy to see that it is not self-existent. It's dependent upon the paper it is printed on. It is dependent upon our minds and the value that we are giving to it. It needs us to validate its existence and its value. So you cannot say it is self-existent. And you cannot say it is non-existent. You cannot say because I am holding it. And it is worthy of transaction. So Maya, everything in the world is mithya. Mithya is like that. So we can use the word Maya and mithya interchangeably when we talk about the Jagat. When we talk about Ishvara, we say Maya is Vibhuti. Vibhuti means Maya is Ishvara's glory. Maya is what makes Ishvara Ishvara, glorious. And when we talk about Maya in relation to the Jiva, what is that? She who makes one writhe in bondage, be completely in bondage and samsara. That is what it is. So different iterations, and it is easy to get confused. If we do self-study of Vedanta using CDs and other materials, but we do not relate with a satsang, I feel that the study is very dry and somewhat more separated, and the consciousness of separation increases. How to overcome it if there are not satsangis or like-minded people with similar interests? I don't know where you are, but everywhere there are people. One or two people you can bring. Or you can have a online group to discuss certain things. You can have online Gita home study group. Create one if you can't find one. Pujya Swamiji always used to say, catch a hold of a few people and make them a captive audience. They will benefit, you will also benefit. No matter where you are, just catch a hold of 2-3 people. Even one person is enough. If all else fails, get married to a like-minded person. That is also an option. So therefore, we can, we have to create. See, the one thing, this Karuna virus, I call it, this Karuna virus has given one thing. It has made all the gurus come to the living rooms of everybody. Yeah, before that, nobody. People thought Zoom was the sound made by a car. That's all we didn't think of anything. What is this Zoom? Online, nobody, even if the choice was given that there, because see, many of us in Arsha Vidya have been doing online classes since 2004. Okay, that's a long time ago. So even though we have been doing that, it was not only some people who could relate would come on. It was certainly not for the masses. You could never think that 50 people, 100 people will come online. Could never even imagine that. But now that happens. After Karuna, yes, yeah, Karuna virus, because so compassionate Bhagavan was, even though we were in lockdown. Perhaps we were in lockdown so that we could study Vedanta. Who knows? And so therefore, we had the privilege. Now, after pandemic, certain things we have completely changed. Even though we like to come here and gather and everything, sometimes we cannot. And always the question is it being recorded? Will it be somewhere on some tube? Will it be somewhere online? And so that is the idea, so that you can do that. So now you can have your own Zoom room and then call a few people and then start a satsang, even to discuss, like a book club. Vedanta, what is that, lecture club. Everybody listens to the same talk by any Swami or something, and then everybody discusses that or talks about that. That is very important to grow. It's nice. Can our waking state be described as a dream of Ishvara? If the above statement is true, then everything other than Brahman is Shunya, or only Brahman has existence. Even though we use the dream experience to assimilate the cosmology of creation. And what is that? Exactly what was asked yesterday in the satsang. Abhinna nimitta upadana karanatvam. The non-separation of the maker and the material. We want to understand that and assimilate that, because we have no concept of that. If you buy a pot, the pot maker does not come home with you. Neither does his spouse or her spouse and the children and their dog. Everybody doesn't come home. Thank God, really. So there is the potter's sankalpa of how to make the pot is separated from the raw material, the clay. And you go to the jewelry shop, the jeweler, you don't even know whose design is it unless they are really famous. You go to a clothes shop and buy one dress or whatever it is, and that also you don't know who made it. There is an anonymity. You don't know who made it. And so we don't have that. We don't know how to assimilate this abhinnatvam. Abhinnatvam means the non-separation of the maker and the material. The maker and the material resting in the same conscious being. Therefore, the Shastra very cleverly deploys the dream example. You are having a dream. And what's in the dream? You are giving a bhandara in the dream. You have invited 200 sadhus. They have all come, and each one is singing ode to roti. All that happens. It's very nice to watch. They sing a song about food, and then there are people serving, and your favorite sweet is there. What is that? A ball of calories called gulab jamun, sitting in 3-string syrup. In the waking state, you can't even look at it. If you look at it, your blood sugar goes up. But in the dream, it's allowed. And here it is all. And dakshina is being given. It's a wonderful day, neither too sunny, nor too hot, nor too windy. It is just perfect. This is your dream. This is your projection in the dream. And in the dream, you have given yourself a body because you are standing there enjoying the bhandara, and you have the sadhu feast, and then you have given all the sadhus also bodies. Who are the sadhus? You. Who is you? You. And also the inanimate things. Who are the plates? You. Who is the gulab jamun? You. Everything is you. Everything, all your favorite dishes, you. The raw material, you. The creator of the dream, you. That's why the dream state is so powerful to make us understand this abhinna nimitta upadana karanatvam. The non-separation between the maker and the material is just so beautiful. In the dream, I have given myself this body, in the dream body, and then everything I pervade the whole dream world, just like Ishvara pervades the whole universe. Chara charatmakam jagat, the moving and unmoving, the conscious, the sentient and the insentient. The whole jagat is pervaded. Up till then, up till this point, the dream example works. I would not say we are in Ishvara's dream because then we would be trapped. We would be looking, where is this way out? I don't want to be trapped in anybody's dream because there is free will. So I wouldn't say it, we could say it is the dream-like creation. We could say that, but I wouldn't say it's a dream. So we can say it is a dream-esque or a dream-like creation, where we assimilate the abhinna nimitta upadana karanatva. So when we talk about the so-called creation, and this is just a temporary interim conversation as we assimilate this knowledge. So what is in this temporary interim conversation? In this conversation, we have to account for a few things so that it makes sense to us, so that we can transcend that and go forward. So the first is what? What is this whole jagat? Nama and Rupa. Nama, Rupa. What is Nama? Word. Word is Nama because everything is pot. What is that? Word. Nama. Nama is word. Rupa means form. The form of the word is actually its meaning. The whole world is word. In fact, this is what is also said in the Bible, very interesting. If you have a Vedantic understanding of the Bible, it's just very, very fascinating. In the beginning, there was word. Word means knowledge. Word was with God. Nay, word was God. Non-separate. There also, abhinna nimitta upadana karanatvam is there. Only thing we shouldn't take it literally. It's all figurative. So, that word is knowledge. Meaning. And the meaning of the word is there. Nama Rupa. And so this, the whole world is Nama Rupa. And the Nama Rupa is of not much use. It is like a dried shell of a gourd. Like, pumpkin. You dry it out and then what is there? Nothing. Nissara. But the world is not Nissara. It is very exciting. Card trick, very exciting. Bhajans, exciting, makes us happy. And then even though there is no onion and garlic, some interesting things come in the food every day. That also makes us happy. And even though perhaps one has come here for the first time, then you see some people and you make some friends and have some satsang, etc., etc. That also makes us happy. The world is very, very interesting. It's not dry. It is not boring. But the question is, if it is just Nama Rupa, it should be very boring. If it is just word and meaning, it should be very boring. But here it is very, very exciting. Why? Because the Nama and the Rupa are filled with the essence which is Satchidananda. Just like we have the, what is that? Modak. Modak. In fact, the word Modak means that which makes you happy. Yeah. Aka is the what is that suffix? The creator of happiness. Why does it make you happy? You feel like snatching it from Ganesha's hand. It is that exciting. Modak, this sweet, has a outer covering made of some flour, some rice flour or wheat flour, whatever it is. You roll it out and then you put, what is that? A sweet filling, a ball of calories, jaggery, and coconut with fragrant cardamom. Sure, cashew nuts, pile it on. Yeah. and, and then you wrap it like this and you pinch off the top. That's why it has that particular design. And you steam it. Or if you can afford, if your arteries can afford it, you fry the baby. Okay? Yeah. You fry it if you have a strong heart. Or you steam it. See, when we were children, for Ganesh Chaturthi, this would be made. We would remove the skin and only eat what was inside and get scolded by the adults. That is not the way to eat it. You have to eat it properly, they would say. But the word and meaning is the Nama Rupa is the covering. It is that which is inside that, the act of steaming it or frying it makes the jaggery release its essence and pervade the entire sweet dish, make everything sweet. See, and then not accidentally, that filling has a name. What is the name? Purna. Even we have Vedantic sweets. What can we say about this culture? What can we say about the richness of this culture, that even our sweets are Vedantic? Purna it is. Purna means whole. Purna means limitless. Purna means free of all sorrow, ananda. And so that is what it is. So the body, mind, sense complex, a shell, a mere shell. Fit. That's why even the word deha, very unromantic word, okay, deha. Dahana yogyatvat deha, that which is fit to be consigned to the flames, deha. No, I like the word shariram. Shiryamana swabhavat shariram, that which is fit to be interred, which disintegrates. So depending upon the mode of disposal, we have two words, two commonly used words. This is just nissara. What makes it exciting? What makes our own body exciting? What makes another body exciting? That is the vasa, the sara is elsewhere. That is Brahman. So we listed 3 ingredients here in the Purna. What were they? Coconut, jaggery, and then cashew nuts. And in the Purna that is there, the indweller of this body, which is Purna, also we have 3. Sat, Chit, Ananda, or Asti, Bhati, Priyam. Asti means is. It gives the existence to this body. Without the presence of Ishvara, this body would be a dead body. And that existence is called Asti. Asti, Asti, Asti. Because Asti iti upalabhyate. It is very much available as Asti. There is no shunyata, there is no zero. And then Bhati. It is self-effulgent. The astita of these glasses, astita means the existence of these glasses, this pair of glasses has to be called out by me. I have to say this is upanetram. Upanetram means that which is near the eyes. Word for glasses. This is upanetram, I have to say. Upanetram will not say I am upanetram. I have to say that. Why? Because I am the conscious being, and so I am self-evident and self-effulgent, and everything becomes evident to me. Bhati. And then finally, priyam. Priyam means lovable. What do you mean lovable? There are many things. In fact, I can list all the things in the world that are unlovable. Totally unlovable. In fact, I don't like so many things. Just give me a paper, I will start listing right now. All the things I have difficulty with. To that the Shastra will say, some things are lovable by their proximity and some things are lovable by their distance. Mosquitoes, cockroaches, etc. I find them lovable when they are far away. Priyam, that's why. Because it's all for the sake of the self which is inherently priyam. So astibhati priyam is the ingredient of this purna, and then which is limitless, and then what is the other two? Which is nama and rupa. Astibhati priyam is what? Nama rupa, etat panchakam, etat pancha jagad rupam. So this is what is the creation. Etat pancha, I forgot the whole verse. Asti bhavati priyam. I'll look it up and tell you tomorrow. So there are 5 things. Asti bhavati priyam nama rupam. Adyatrayam brahma rupam jagad rupam atodvayam. So the first 3 are what? Brahman. The other 2 are what? Dried shell. That which makes it interesting, that which makes the Jagat interesting. Even though it's all finite, that which makes it shine as though infinite is Brahman. So instead of going straight away for Brahman, what does one do? Go after the Nama Rupa. That is the lure of Maya. That is what we have been studying. Hope that is clear. How can nivritti and peace of mind be attained in the midst of household duties which are of the nature of constant activity? Activity is not opposed to nivritti, first of all. We can say it is kind of, it sounds paradoxical, but we can say it is kind of nivritti in action, in a way. So, we can say that. We can say that it is a kind of, what is that? The action is as though. That's why we do japa all the time, especially while doing household duties. It's nice to keep saying Om Namah Shivaya. It's nice to keep doing that. It's nice to say, oh Bhagavan, please do this. Please help me do this. Please, you do this. I don't know how to do this. And that helps to take away the, what is that called? The kind of the boredom, the rote, not boredom, what is that called? That routinization of the things that are there. Yes, to make it like an automaton, mechanical. It takes away that. And then it all, we have to Ishvarize our work. We have to Ishvarize the recipients of our work. We have to Ishvarize the entire universe. Is Ishvarize a word? Now it is. We have to Ishvarize that. And I have an interesting story from a student. who is a grandmother. And many years ago, when when her grandson was small, she kept telling him, Krishna is doing everything, you are not doing anything. Krishna is doing everything. This is how the boy was growing. She was telling him stories from the Bhagavatam, and she was keeping on saying, you are not the doer, Krishna is doing everything. Then one day she had to she had to fry 500 puris for a function in the temple. And her hands were paining like anything, and she was so tired. She talked to her friend in the evening and said, oh my God, even when I close my eyes now, right now I'm seeing hot, bubbling oil and puris frying. I am so exhausted. She felt a tap on the back. The grandson said, Grandma, if Krishna made all the puris, why are you tired? And she said, suddenly the student became the teacher for her. And then she could understand very well that, okay, I have succumbed to this kind of a, what's that? Kind of a jivatvam. Jivatvam means complaining. That's the only difference between Ishvara and Jiva. If you say what is the separation, Ishvara does not complain. Okay? Yeah. Jiva complains all the time. Full of peeves, pet peeves. In fact, we should call the person Piva, not Jiva. Full of peeves. And so, this is the whole thing. You feel like complaining. You feel like complaining, why? Because one starts to feel sorry for oneself. Why does one start to feel sorry for oneself? I'm all alone, I have to do, nobody in the family is helping me. All right, this you knew for the last 15 years. This is not a revelation. You knew very well nobody is helping. So then, either you stop doing and let the house go, or you have to keep doing and encourage other people to do somehow, or find a joy, that is, find some kind of a connection to that joy. So many times when people complain about their, people come and sometimes people will say, complain about the marriage, complain about the job. Okay, leave the job. No, I can't leave the job. Okay, just do it gladly. No, I can't do it gladly either. This is where there is, what is that? Jiva attack. Yeah. So don't let the jiva attack. So one is in Ishvara, with Ishvara all the time, and then even a boring household chores or paying the bills, going to office, cranking out something, this is just, even that can get transformed. We have some issues. What are the issues? In the sense that these days we have sped up the things very much. Very fast we want to finish. You ask the person, why are you hurrying through this? So that I can hurry up and do the next thing. That's the answer, really. I want to hurry up and do the next thing. Nobody knows how to relax. And we have learned this all from the West. The East is not like that at all. The East is all about mindfulness and slowing down, but we have sped up. I rushed out of bed. Why do you have to rush out of bed? No Hindu should rush out of bed. There are pre-getting up prayers. No, I rushed out of bed. Then what? I jumped into the shower. Why do you have to jump? Just walk. Yeah. I grabbed a bite to eat. Are Baba, this is a yajna. This is Vaishva. Aham Vaishva Naro Bhutva. We are chanting every day in the dining temple. So this is what it is. This is an inner yajna. Grabbed a bite to eat. And then what? I just hit the road. Why do you have to hit anything? And then I cranked out some emails in the office. Then what happened? I became cranky. Well, that's not a surprise that you became cranky. Then on the way to the office, you hit the road. On the way back from the office, what did you do? I left early so I could beat the traffic. Look at our language. Hit the road, beat the traffic. Nobody cooks. I threw something together. And then if you ask American teenagers, they will say, I nuked something, meaning put it in the microwave. Ayyo Rama. That's all I have to say. And then what? I flipped some channels. What is that called? Remote. Yes. And then what? Crashed. I crashed. How can you have peace of mind if this is our reality? The Hindu Dharma is completely different. It says, wake up, look at your hands, your karmendriya. This is the magic hands given by Ishvara to reach out to the world, to make your living. Karagre vasate Lakshmihi. Let the goddess, the magic goddess of abundance, live in the tip of the fingers. Let her be backed by knowledge. Karamadhye tu Saraswati. Karamule, the Govinda. Gobhihi vindate yah. The one whose the truth is found in the words of the Upanishads. So beautiful. You're supposed to look at your hands. And then you slowly put your feet on the ground and say a silent prayer to Mother Earth. I don't know what I did yesterday. I don't know what I'll do tomorrow, but today let me not be a burden on you, O Mother. And then what? We are not into showers really. Bucket bath. All the rivers. This same thing we do to Bhagavan. Bucket bath he gets. In that temple here, everywhere. So there is a bucket and there is a little chombu. What is that called? A little mug. Yeah. So with that chombu, it is bucket. Imagine if you go to a temple and they turn on the shower in front of on top of it, you will not have that bhakti and shraddha at all. Because this is like bathing lovingly. That same thing we do to this body, not to the body, to the indweller in the body. There, we consecrate the bucket for Bhagavan and say, Gange Chayamane Chaiva, Narmade Sindhu Kaveri, Jales means bucket Jale, Sannidhim Kuru. Same thing you have to say to your bucket. And same thing, you put tilakam. Why? It is to acknowledge the presence of Ishvara, who is the indweller. You put flowers in your hair. It's all not for the body, it is for Bhagavan. This is the awareness. If you start the day right like this, then the whole day will not be boring. It will be very, very meaningful. Ishvara will be with you in every step. In fact, you will have that proximity, that the awareness within and without. It's very easy. It's very, very easy. Let's see. If it's a long one, we will defer it to tomorrow. This is again something about ahimsa. So, being a vegetarian, can eating dairy be okay? Yes, because we are not. Yes and no, because it depends on how the dairy products are sourced. If the cow is happily able to feed its child, its calf, and you take the leftover, and if it has enough grass time, pasture raised, they call it, and it is not having antibiotics, and it is not having the BGH, what does that mean? Bovine growth hormones, so that it is kept permanently pregnant. If it's not having that, then dairy is okay. But that is difficult to find anywhere in the world. If you can find this kind of a thing, maybe in an ashram or something like that, then dairy is okay. Otherwise, we have to rethink it. Because it's not just himsa to the cows. If you drink that antibiotic-filled milk, then it is himsa to the body also. Then, what else? Killing mosquitoes and cockroaches. This is called panchasunaha. There is 5 kinds of problems, papas we do. Panchasuna. Suna means slaughterhouse. So we have, every householder has 5 slaughterhouses in their house. Killing implements. Kandani. Kandani means masala. The kutna, what is that called? The pounding pestle, mortar pestle. That's why it's called mortar, because many things, many things attain moksha in that. All right, so that is kandani. Then peshani, your chutneys. Okay, so many things come under the spell. That is another slaughterhouse. Kandani, peshani, marjani. What is marjani? Broom. Marjani, the third one. So many things come under the small insects come under the spell of that. So Kandani, Peshani, Marjani, some like this. There are 2 other things that, the water pot. Water pot you keep, and supposing you have forgotten to put the lid, things go and commit suicide there. That is also, alas, it happens. And then fifth one is the chulli. Chulli means the stove. The stove. As soon as you light the stove, moths and other things. So these are the 5 slaughterhouses, in the 5 slaughtering implements in each person's house. The Shastra, the Manusmriti acknowledges that, and then you do parihara by prayer. That's why daily prayer, nitya naimittika, karma, nitya karma is very important. So as far as possible, you see, you can't coexist with rats and mice and all these things. We are not capable of that. We cannot handle that. So then we do whatever there is to be done, but then do some prayaschitta. What is the right age for children to be introduced to Gita study? Could you explain the relationship of intelligent cause and material cause? I think I did that today, right? Today also I did that, yeah. So I think that is done. And then, what is the right age? Depends on the child. Children don't need Gita study. You need Gita study. You need Gita study. Children have so many other things. Stories from Panchatantra, Mahabharata, Ramayana. All these things children grasp the archetypes. This is a negative archetype, this is a positive archetype, this is what is rewarding, this is not. This is very clear, especially if it is put in the form of a story. So, children need stories, small stories and shlokas, etc., and to help them. Little meditation, you can make them have 1 minute meditation. As a family, you can sit. Gita study is for you. Can you please throw some light into intention? Intention means free will, I suppose, versus divine grace. Well, this comes under the hazy area. In the Bhagavad Gita, it is called as, where Lord Krishna also says, Gahana karmano gatihi. The way of karma is very, very dense and not knowable. The way of karma is not knowable. Why is it not knowable? Because we cannot say to which extent it is divine intervention or Bhagavat intervention of Bhagavan, or to which extent it is your own free will. Even now, if we take a small survey, how come you came to this camp? There will be as many stories as there are people, plus one more. Some people may say, oh, I come every year, so this year also I decided to come. Some people may say, I was not supposed to come at all. Somehow something happened. And some people may say, we were supposed to come, but the last minute something happened, we could not come. Or we had to leave early. So like this, it is very difficult to say what is the human intervention, what would have happened if one had not intervened. Only the life of a sadhu is like that. It's like a life of zero personal intervention as much as possible. Yes, the sadhu teaches, adhyayana is there, studies, teaches, but not many other roles are there. Eats, drinks, sleeps, teaches, that's it. Goes for a walk maybe, and that's it. Reads, studies. Studies and teaches, and so the world is very, very small for the sannyasi. And so there we can see that based on the prarabdha, some people have ajagara vritti. What is ajagara vritti? The prarabdha of staying in one place like a python and eating whatever bhiksha comes. Ajagara. Or some people have madhukari vritti, like a honey bee flitting from flower to flower. They keep traveling, not out of their own volition, but somehow they keep traveling. Suddenly they are called here, there. Like Pujya Swamiji, how much he traveled. Traveled. We would ask him, why are you doing this to yourself? Because each time as he grew older and weaker, we were all very concerned. Swamiji, just retire somewhere. You can teach as much as you want, but don't travel. He said, I am not doing this. It is happening. At that time we were still kind of understanding when we asked that question, etc. Because whenever he was little sick or something like that, we would say, no, Swamiji, stay in one place. He would say, I would love to stay in one place. But Bhagavan has other plans. So that is in a sadhu's life it is clear. But in a regular person's life, it is not very easy to discern what is the Bhagavan's intervention, what is your own free will. You can try. One day you just sit and see, let's see what happens. You can even give up food. Give up means just have the, what's its name, the conviction. If this body is meant to eat, food will come. And you know what? It will come. Somebody will miss you in the dining hall and bring you food. Sometimes 3 people bring you food. Yeah. But it may happen after a few days. You have to wait for it. Om sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayah, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschid dukkha bhag bhavet, asato ma sadgamaya, tamaso ma jyotirgamaya, mrityorma amritangamaya. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.